This is Constar Review with Martin Bennett. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Constar Review. Now today's episode, it's called Minard. And thinking back to about 2 weeks ago, it takes place and ties in with the episode of Starship Valiant that I reviewed at that time that was called Legacy. So we've got the tie-in there. You know, I'm sure y'all will catch on to it. But go ahead and let's roll the footage of that fan film, and I'll see you back here in a few minutes.
So, as I'm off on my own command now, you're going to have to keep her out of trouble.
Well, I told you I would, but honestly, this is no way to start a new assignment on Valiant.
She should be here about any minute now.
You'd be right!
Hey, get off! That's assaulting a senior officer now.
Lieutenant Eric Minard, meet Lieutenant Emily De Silva.
Hi.
Quite the chatterbox, isn't he? Is it just me, or are these new uniforms a little drafty? So are we still on for that walk in the Arboretum tonight?
I'll be there if you will.
You know, people are starting to talk about us.
Well, we're friends.
Of course we are. Don't be late.
Captain, we've lost impulse power.
Maneuvering thrusters, Lieutenant Foster. Hold your course.
Aye, sir.
Engineering, Minard. I need impulse power now.
Floyd to Minard. Report to sickbay.
Understood.
Engineer Minard. It's time, Commander.
Understood.
Emily.
Eric.
Emily.
Eric.
Emily. Eric.
Emily.
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 Emily. Emily.
Emily.
Emily.
Dear Eric, I'm writing this in case you're ever alone. There's no easy way to say something that usually means we won't get to see each other again. I think that's why goodbyes are so hard on people. Goodbye. The end. Finished. It's so final. But if there's one thing our relationship has taught me, it's that if we lived happy, we are never truly alone. So don't be sad to see me go. In this universe, with all those possibilities out there, I'll see you soon. So no goodbyes. Simply to be continued.
Alright, everybody, now you'll have had a chance to watch the episode entitled Minard. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about, how it ties into the Starship Valiant episode Legacy. This episode is mostly told in flashback too, so it does kind of skip around in time, but it's not bad. You know, it's totally relatable, totally flowable, that you'll have no problem keeping up with it. We're treated to see how Eric Minard meets his future wife, Emily. We're treated to get to see a little bit of her backstory. Not much, but, you know, just a little bit. We get to see a little bit of their courtship. We don't get to see any wedding, so sorry. But, like I said, we do get to see them as a married couple later on. And then we get to see Emily being injured and ultimately dying. We don't get to see her death. You know, thankfully that's handled off screen. But we get to see some of the emotional impact that Eric goes through because of that. And he's very stoic in most of it. You know, of course, when he sees her seriously injured, you know, he loses it, just like every one of us would lose it if we saw a loved one seriously injured like that. It's all because of the attack on the Valiant by the Sukalon. And now the Sukalon are an alien race that was completely inspired, envisioned, and made up for the Valiant fan film series. And if you're interested in learning more about them, definitely check out what Michael King has done with the Valiant series. That'll fill you in more on that particular alien species. But like I said, aside from we see their ship attacking the Valiant, we don't see them in this episode. Like I say, there's a few time skips. You know, we see Eric at Emily's grave. You know, we see snippets of their courtship. You know, different things like that. But it all is logical. It all makes sense. It's not, you know, you're not left like, hey, wait, what? They were here and they did that. You know, it ties in, I think, perfectly. Chronologically, in the greater Constar universe, this is the beginning, or a little bit more of the beginning of Minard's circle, the hub, showing up. Because you see near the end there's these snippets of different people on his little screen in his quarters there just saying Emily. And one of the people you'll see is me, a character that I had played in a Constar adjacent fan film. I believe the character was Dr. Thrasis in what you see here. You know, I've played a couple of different characters throughout the Constar series, pretty much looking the same. You know, might just have a beard or something. You know, but pretty much it's me in there. Like I say, there's a couple other actors who have played different characters throughout the Constar series that you'll see little snippets of them in there. And those video clips you see on his screen tie into the next episode. So I'm not going to say much more than that. I'm going to go ahead and end this review right here. I'm going to say, you know, it's an emotional episode. You know, we've all dealt with some sort of loss. It seems like the past 3 episodes have been a little on the heavy side, dealing with the loss of family member or crew, you know, a loved one of some sort. Again, it's a little bit difficult for me because recently, as I mentioned a few videos back, I had lost a cat that had lived with me for over 10 years. His name was Spot, and he was my companion for a lot of things. And I'm still dealing with that, so it's a little bit difficult sometimes dealing with these episodes and the subject matter. But it's something we all face, it's something we all can relate to, it's something that we all have to deal with at some point or another. So I will say the fact that these episodes are getting to me a little bit is a testament to their writing and their relatability. I know the next episode is still on a dark subject, on dealing with death and everything like that. soon we'll be back to the normal Constar stuff, action and comedy and all that, and not having to deal with death so much. But like I said, it is an important factor of just living and dealing with things and being human. And to me, that's what makes for a good fan film, is something that's human, something that's relatable to every one of us. So this is Nerd in Texoma signing off for this episode of Constar Review, and I'll see y'all in the next one.